Hey everybody, what's going on? So I am making this video just to demonstrate how I've calculated what's going to be my calorie need for gaining muscle. So I'm doing another project where I'm going 20 weeks, just going to gain as much muscle as I can in that 20 weeks without gaining excess body fat. So I'm actually going to try to cut body fat during this 20 weeks while I'm gaining muscle. Some people say it's impossible, but I don't think so. So anyway, you'll find out more on that later. So what I've done in this video is I've just calculated. I've broken down the calculation for how many calories I'm going to be shooting for daily to gain that muscle. Now, this isn't there's no macro breakdown. This is just calories only, no macros yet. That'll be my next video. And even if you're trying to lose weight, this video will help you. Okay, so if you're trying to lose weight, if you're trying to gain weight, the video will help you. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you do, please give it a thumbs up. Okay, so what I've done is I have broken down exactly how to calculate your calories for your goal. So my personal goal happens to be to gain muscle over the next 20 weeks. So just like in my previous video, I'm going to use the Mifflin equation because it is recognized as being the most accurate equation for calculating your resting energy expenditure. Okay, so REE and BMR, you could consider them the same thing. So what this is the amount of energy that you need to do basic metabolic functions. This is things like breathing, subconscious activities that take energy that you do not, they're subconscious. You don't do them. They just happen within your body all the time. They take energy, okay? So we have to account for this first. So we do that after we've calculated this number, this BMR, then you have to account for your activity. That will give you how many calories you need to sustain your current lifestyle, right? It's not going to give you how much you need to lose weight, how much you need to gain weight. That comes after. So we got to figure out how much we're using currently in order to know where we're going. Okay? You got to know where you are now to know where you're going. So let's get into it. Now, you need your weight in kilograms. You also need your height in centimeters for this equation. You can just Google pounds to kilograms. You can Google inches to centimeters, and it'll give you a quick calculator to figure these numbers out. So you need your age and you need your sex. There are only two options for sex in this equation. If you need a third option, you gotta look somewhere else. So most commonly, the equation is written this way: 10 times weight, this is in kilograms, plus 6.25 times height in centimeters, minus 5 times age, plus 5 for men, minus 161 for women. Now, the National Academy of Sports Medicine, they say that they use the Mifflin equation. If I remember correctly from their course, their nutrition course, it looks a little bit different. Now, if you Google it, if you look at a nutrition textbook, it is written the way that I have it here. So I'm not sure where theirs comes from, but I've got 10 different textbooks sitting next to me with it written this exact same way. So I'm going to use this one. Okay, now I prefer it this way because some people aren't really that great at math. So, they might just do it all the way through, and that's not going to give you a correct value. So you need to break it up this way: 10 times your weight, right? You got to do all these in parentheses first, then do your addition and subtraction. Okay, so that's highly important. Otherwise, you're going to get through this and you're going to be like, what the heck? Like, my numbers don't make any sense at all. Okay, so for me, I've already substituted my values in here, right? 10 times my weight in kilograms. Here's my height in centimeters and my age. Okay, here is it simplified, broken down after the first step right here. Whoops. Okay, there it is. And for me, what I get is a basal metabolic rate of 1850. Now, I have actually gone and done a metabolic rate test. You know, you lay down, you breathe into the machine or whatever, and it tells you, it gives you a number. It says this is how many calories you use to do basic metabolic activity. This number, I mean, this is very, very close, like within 10 of what I got when I did the actual test. So for me specifically, it has been highly accurate. Now, the part that's not so accurate, because it's up to you to determine your activity level. I mean, there's some things you can do to help you. You know, there's some other equations you can use to kind of narrow it down, but it is long and complex. So, I mean, you got to calculate how much time you spent walking a day, how much time you spent just standing but not walking, standing but walking at a moderate pace, you know, and you got to track how long did I do this, how long did I do that for the entire 24-hour period. Did I sit for 5 minutes or did I sit for 25 minutes? You know, you got to add all this stuff up, and you can calculate you know, a value for this. But I just find that this simple little breakdown right here is easiest if you're honest with yourself. Okay, so for me personally, I mean, I go to work, I stand at work, I do a lot of walking at work, but it's not, you know, it's not rigorous activity. I'm not doing repetitive lifting. I'm not, you know, carrying anything long distances. I'm not out in the heat all day. You know, it's just pretty regular. You know, I stand, I walk, I talk to a lot of people, and you know, and I go to the gym every morning. So for me, I am right here in this moderate area. So I'm going to use this value, this 1.6, multiply that by my my basal metabolic rate. I should actually change this since I'm using this other version here. Okay, so I'm just going to take this value, right, because I'm right in the middle. I'm not doing anything strenuous, but I'm also not sitting down. Okay, I'm doing something, but it's, you know, it's not nothing. So I would consider myself right in the middle. So I use that value. So I got 1850 for my basal metabolic rate, multiplied by my moderate activity level, and what I get is 2960 here. Now, like I said before, this is the number of calories approximately that I'm using during the day. Now, if we go back to what is my goal, which is the next portion, you have calorie need, which is 2960, plus or minus your goal. Now, I put plus or minus because if you're trying to gain weight, you're going to add. If you're trying to lose weight, you're going to subtract. And that will give you your calorie goal to hit each day. So for me, I feel like, you know, just eating as much as possible, not really caring what it is. It's not a good route. It doesn't produce good health outcomes. We're trying to gain quality weight, quality muscle we're trying to gain. So I like to start with a small number of 300. Okay, now if I do this for 2 or 3 weeks and I'm noticing absolutely zero results, I'll just increase it by 100 for the next 2 weeks or 3 weeks or whatever. So it's a goal. You don't have to hit it exactly. This is not an equation that gives you exact numbers. There's no way to calculate exact numbers. These numbers are to get you close. Then you need to use your own wherewithal to kind of tell, to adjust as needed. Okay, so if something's not working for you, obviously you're not going to keep doing it. Something's missing, or like it's not right. Okay, so this is not the end all be all. Okay, so I hope that was helpful. Now, one thing I didn't really mention is that I'm going to be starting with an additional 300 calories. Okay, so this doesn't mean that's what I'm going to do every time. Some days I might not even hit it. I get busy with work and other things going on. So maybe every day I won't even hit it. So, but what's important is that you hit it most of the time, right? A weekly average is also highly important. So if I take down a total for the week, divide by 7, and my daily average for calories over a week is close to that number, I'll be good with that, and that's what I'll use to kind of determine, am I on the right track or not. If I'm not seeing any results, I'm not gaining any muscle, I'm not gaining any strength, the numbers on the scale don't change, I'll add 100. I'll do the next week, I'll add 100, see what happens. If that still doesn't work, I'll play with the macros a little bit. It'll just take some fine tuning after that. The point is, this is a starting place. It will get you close to beginning.